Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video, and as you can see, a bit of a surprise to me today. It was a typical murky Saturday daytime in the UK. I came home from being out with a friend and I had a nice surprise waiting for me. My Velocity 1 Flight Yoke System has arrived. So in this video I'm going to do a quick unboxing to show you the contents of the box and give you my first impressions of this much anticipated Flight Yoke system. Let's get on with the video. So first I must apologise for the quality of this video recording. My usual camera phone bricked. Basically I can't use it anymore, so I bought a cheap one, and I'm hoping this does the job at least to give you an impression. What I'm not going to do, I've not even opened the box yet. I'm not going to take all the tabs off, let you watch me struggling getting into the box and goodness knows what. I'm just going to unbox the contents and show you what's inside. First, let's show you the box as far as I can. So that's the side of the box. Let me get that back into view of the camera. I hope that will do. So it just gives you basically different functions of the Flight Yoke system and its various different utilities. Nothing fantastic about the box itself. A box is a box, but I'll just show you how the box comes for those of you who may want it. There's the back of the box. Get that into proper view. So that's the back of the box. There we go, that's better. And we'll get round the other side of the box. Yeah, well there you go. Just got Turtle Beach in it. Nothing massively impressive. Now when I first opened the outer box, so it comes in a big cardboard box, packaged box, I saw marks on it, markings, and I thought, oh, it's dirty. It's not. This is like a flight plan. It's a strange colour. It's a kind of a off-white, greyish colour, and you've got these grey markings of a flight plan around it. So it's not dirt. I thought it was. It's just the way it comes. Yeah, I mean, it's a box. What can I say? Let me open up the tabs, take the contents out, and I'll be giving you my first impressions of how it comes packaged within the box itself. Okay, you'll have to forgive the shaky camera work on this one. This phone doesn't have a stabilizer. This is how it comes in the box. This kind of tortoise shell or shell-like cardboard protectiveness around the... This is the throttle system, I believe. It's all wrapped up still. So these are pretty much my first impressions as well. Various different, that's like the manual. You've got a plate. Yeah, it feels plastic, it's okay, but that's a plate that will go over some of the controls. And that's the yoke system. That's how it comes packaged out of the box, for those who are interested. Pretty standard packaging, really. And there's something more. Oh, okay, so that's the body. Really big, blooming body of the yoke there. It's looks like twice the size of the Logitech Flight Yoke system, just as a comparison. Oh, that's going to be interesting, setting that up. Yeah, that's the actual yoke itself. Yeah, so pretty standard packaging. It actually reminds me of my Logitech Flight Yoke system packaging, similar kind of cardboard, some kind of strange monument looking type construction or packaging. And this is 3 times the cost. As long as the yoke system's a better quality, that's all I'm worried about. Okay, let me get it out of these bags and I'll show you it out of the packaging and what you get with your system. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I've taken everything out of the plastic bags, and this is everything different templates, different things for your throttle system here. Nice, you have 4 engines here. You've even got a reverse tag down there as well. That's nice. And these prop, mixture and throttle, they feel fantastic out of the box. I've got to try them in the sim to see how they will work and operate. First impressions of them is very good indeed. Nice resistance. And the yoke system itself has 180 degrees of turn, which is nice. Feels plasticky, I've got to say. The whole thing's made of plastic. So the whole body there. But this is like solid plastic, the yoke part. It feels nice in the hand. And as you turn it through those 180 degrees, it's got a nice resistance to it too. These are my initial impressions of it, remember? And I've actually joined the throttle. It just slots into the side there of the yoke. And it comes with a couple of leads that you connect to your PC or Xbox. I'll try it on the Xbox first. Gotta say, that one feels a bit loose. Now I've got to read the manual to see if I can tighten or adjust the tensions of them. And this as well, that's a nice big trim wheel. I'll be interested to see how that works. I don't get along with trim wheels. That's got nice resistance and it's nice and large. I've got good hopes for that and good hopes for these. I really want to see how these interact when you're flying. First impressions, excellent. Excellent, in fact. Even though this is plasticky, the yoke itself feels nice. It's got some nice resistance. These feel great, these controls. These are a bit loose. I'll see if I can tighten them. Yeah, first good impressions. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is connect this first to my Xbox Series S and give you my first impressions of how it feels with that. Okay, so before I finish plugging this into my Xbox Series S, which I'm getting prepared to the side of me, I'll get a monitor up there in a moment. When I opened the box, I thought, where's the clamping system? How do you clamp this to a desk? Well, if you take this part off here, this compartment, let's focus in with this terrible camera. You've got a big meaty Allen key here, and you've got sort of big Allen key holes there. You unscrew them a little bit, and underneath the Flight Yoke system, these little legs come out, or clamp systems basically. So you untighten them till these come out, one on either side, and then you tighten them back. This is a thin glass table, and it's clamped to it, no issue at all. So there's no give in the yoke there. So that's how you clamp it. What a neat solution, I've got to say. Rather than having a big metal or plastic clamping system that comes separately and you have to clamp it and it's like a big thing that hangs under the table, these are out of the way and you can't really notice them once you've clamped them down. Very, very neat clamping system there. I just thought I'll show you that. And you stick the Allen key back in, and then you put the, pardon the shaky camera work again, that's not me, that's my phone. Put that back on and it's all hidden. That's why that's hollow, by the way, so that makes sense, but the body's not. And what I didn't mention are all the nifty little switches that I've yet got to try. Rocker switches, hat switches, hat switch, rocker switch buttons. You've got 2 buttons on the backside. These are going to be your rudders basically, so built-in rudders, and they feel, the tension on that is fantastic. Lots of little buttons here that I've got to play with, and these look like touch sensitive buttons like landing gear and goodness knows what. So absolutely brilliant. Now I've also found out it comes with 2 cables. One plugs into the side of the yoke system and into your throttle system to power that, and the other one would go out, I assume, to the Xbox. or PC to power the whole system together. Good quality, I don't know if that comes through, but really good quality cables as well. No expense spared, as you would expect. It comes with a nice nifty poster type thing, or overview of how to use a Flight Yoke system. Goodness knows what. No expense spared. 10 out of 10 for the package, for the contents. The packaging itself was a little bit cheap, I've got to say, but who cares about the box? It's the actual physical product that we care about. Let me continue, plug it in the Series S, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I've got it all set up, and look at it. Look at the shininess and blue lights everywhere. I don't know if it comes across, it just looks fantastic when you've got it connected, in my case, to my Xbox Series S just behind the monitor there. Does look good, I've got to say. It screams quality. By the way, at the back here, just to correct something I said before, these are not touch sensitive, these are warning lights. These are all warning lights, not buttons. These all work. I'll show you one working in a moment, in fact. I've not gone into this screen. There's something you can set up here. I've got to read the manual, but this looks interesting as well. Now, in this part, in the flight test, my first impressions, I'm going to concentrate more my camera work on the yoke system rather than the monitor. Just be aware of that. In later videos where I show you my setup for the Xbox Series S and PC, obviously I'll go full screen in the simulator and maybe show you a cutout picture of the various yoke systems. But in this video, once again, I'm just going to concentrate more on the actual physical yoke system, obviously. Well, let's just click ready to fly. I've got my Series S controller wireless next to me. Not going to need it from now on. Let's relieve the parking brakes. Release the parking brake. I've got that set up as release parking brakes. So I'm going to press that. Sorry for the quality of my camera work. Just bear with me. Going to go full throttle. See if the aircraft moves, and it is moving. The rudders, the triggers on the back of the throttle yoke system work well. So it all works well. I've set no sensitivities up on the rudder yet. I've set some sensitivities on the ailerons and the elevators. I'll come back to sensitivities later in this video. Let me just pitch up. Immediately apparent is the fluidity and smoothness of the yoke movement. While I've got it pitched up, let's use this trim wheel before I crash into the ground. At last, I found a trim wheel that I actually like to use in Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator in particular. No other trim wheel worked for me. This one works. Show you what I'm doing on screen there as well. This one works magically. Looks like and feels like a real size Cessna trim wheel, more or less. Just pitch down, pull my throttle back a little bit. These levers feel fantastic as well. Don't worry about mixture and propeller for now. I'm just showing you a quick test. I'm not showing you proper procedures. Pull back my throttle a little bit more to stop the engine from screaming. I've got it on live weather being blown about, but I'm just going to trim down. I'll try and keep the picture in view there while I'm trimming. Actual picture on the monitor. Trim, oh, I've just been blown down that. Trim just works wonderfully. Take my word for it. It just feels smooth. Getting back to what I was saying, the fidelity and smoothness of the actual yoke itself, when you're moving the yoke left and right and up and down, it feels miles apart from the Logitech Flight Yoke system. A lot different, a lot more high fidelity and high quality. It's a world of difference. I can't wait to try this on my PC as well. I think this will be my go-to yoke from now on, absolutely. So look, everything works that I've tested so far on my first impressions. I've only had it for the past couple of hours, remember? Everything just screams quality and works wonderfully. I'll put a bit more pitch in there, trim in there. Oh, and the movements, it just feels lovely. Just feels and takes... And remember, this is on the Series S. It takes your flight simulation on the Series S to a level that's easily comparable now to a high-end PC system with a high-end yoke system. And this can be considered a high-end yoke system indeed. Let's get to the bad part, shall we? Let's just trim that out. The bad part. Well, I put some sensitivities in. By default, there's no sensitivities set on the aileron, left and right movement, and your pitch, elevator. Set some quick sensitivities, -30 in both. Restarted Flight Simulator twice. It didn't save. Honestly, I cannot believe this. They patched in Velocity 1 compatibility in the last patch on the Xbox's consoles, so on the Series S and X. They patched that in with the last patch. They didn't patch in sensitivities saving. Like the whole Task 1, you have to set sensitivities every time you start Flight Simulator. Listen, I'm going to say it, I think that's unforgivable. I think that's unforgivable. It takes me a minute to put some sensitivities in, but we have to do that every time we start Flight Simulator on the Xbox consoles, at least on the Series S, likely the Series X as well. Come on, Asobo, come on, that should have been patched in, that should have been working day one with this flagship yoke system. I just can't believe it. Just can't believe it. Listen, don't let that put you off though. Aside from that, just put some quick sensitivity settings in there for now. I think they've got to patch that ASAP. I just think they cannot leave that. They can't leave it like they did the whole Task 1. They've got to patch it and it's got to be ASAP. Aside from that, high quality. It's 3 times the cost roughly of my Logitech Flight Yoke system, or what I pay for that. It's 3 times the quality of the Logitech Flight Yoke system. It's the best recommendation, and the best thing I can say about it really, it's just absolutely fantastic to use. I'm going to have lots of fun using this Flight Yoke system, the Velocity 1 Flight Yoke system. Now my next video will be talking about settings. I'll go full screen in the simulator, so no more wonky camera work, and I'll show you my settings. I'll play around with them, set them up, and then show you my settings and sensitivity settings as they are, even though you can't save them for the moment. But give the video a like, leave your comments below. I'd be interested to know your comments on this. I think it's fantastic and well worth the price. Well worth getting. 10 out of 10 for me, aside from sensitivities not setting. Let me know your thoughts on the video. Subscribe for more, many more videos on the Velocity 1 and flight simulation on the way. And I'll see you soon.